everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to do another low carb dish that my husband, who I mentioned before is a type 1 diabetic, really enjoys. Actually, our whole family loves this dish. It is called curried egg salad, and it is from a cookbook that used to belong to my mom. It is Cooking from Quilt Country, Hearty Recipes from Amish and Mennonite Kitchens by Marcia Adams. So you can tell from the pages that I've used this recipe a ton, so it is well loved and well used. So we start by cooking our eggs. Now I use an egg cooker because it's quick and easy. I don't have to worry about the eggs boiling dry, and they come out perfect, and you never have to worry about peeling them. So the egg cooker requires you to put in this container full of water up to the line that says I'm going to do 10 eggs, so up to the top line. So all you do is put the water in, set the egg holder on there, and then what's cool about it is, and they sell these on Amazon, just look up egg cooker. You just there's a pin in the bottom of the water container, and you just take and poke a hole in there. So you just do that to all 10. And then I'm going to set them to boil. It has a timer that as soon as the water dries out, then the timer goes off and it beeps at you and you come get your eggs and they are cooked, and all you have to do is peel them and get ready to do your eggs. So let's go ahead and start that. Okay, so while the eggs are cooking, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this recipe, and I will put up a picture at the end of the video of the recipe since it's not online, and then you can screenshot it from your computer, iPad, whatever. So the recipe, like I said, is called curried egg salad. It makes 1 2/3 cup filling if you use 5 eggs, which is 4 to 5 sandwiches, which is about 4 sandwiches for us. So I usually double or triple it. When the kids are home, I triple it because then we have lunches for a few days after I make it, and it works out perfect. When it's just my husband and I home, like it is right now, I just double it. So I'm boiling 10 eggs, well, steaming 10 eggs. And so it calls for, I'm going to read you the double recipe so that you understand what I'm putting in it. If you're going to make it yourself, you can make it single batch, double batch, triple batch, whatever works for you and your family. So it calls for 10 hard-cooked eggs, a cup of chopped celery, 2 tablespoons of coarsely chopped onions, well, 4 tablespoons actually when you double it. And we all know my husband's affliction for onions, so we'll use the tiny dehydrated onions in there. And then it calls for 2/3 cup of fresh parsley sprigs, a 2/3 cup of mayo. Now remember, for diabetics, you want to use mayo, not Miracle Whip, because Miracle Whip has sugar in it. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons of stone ground prepared mustard, a teaspoon of curry powder, it calls for, 4 teaspoons of prepared mustard, 2 teaspoons of curry powder, a teaspoon of celery salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and then 4 tablespoons of coarsely chopped sweet pickles. Now I just use pickle relish. If you have dill or sweet, whatever you have, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to chop sweet pickles up. And then it says to serve it on the whole wheat bread. Well, they have a recipe right here for whole wheat bread. I have not made this whole wheat recipe, so I thought not today, but soon I will go ahead and try this recipe because I bought that whole wheat flour the other day, so I want to use that up. So we'll go ahead and try the recipe another day. So that's the recipe for curried egg salad. Like I said, I will bring you back when the eggs are boiled, and we'll go ahead and get started on the recipe. Alrighty, I am back. I have my eggs all boiled and peeled, and like I said, I'm doubling the recipe this time, so it's going to require 10 eggs. I've got this really cool egg chopper, slicer, cuber I got it from Amazon for 10 bucks. I love it. Actually, this is my second one. Don't make the mistake I made with my first one. I put it in the dishwasher and it made the plastic, it melted the plastic so it wouldn't go down and meet, like it's the wires meet the bottom. So I had to throw it away. Ah, it's all right. The dogs will get the extra egg that fell on the floor. Okay, so I'm gonna cut up all these eggs first. And like I said, this curried egg salad is one of our favorites. And I think people sometimes think Indian food with curry. But I'm telling you, this makes the most delicious egg salad. That curry gives it a little extra, just a flavor that you're not used to. Because egg salad, to be honest, can be kind of bland. I don't like our food bland. I like it, like my mom used to say, it come up and fight you back. So I have like I like to do a little bit of zip. Not spicy so much, it's just like, I mean, not hot spicy, but I like to use spices and flavors in my food. My mom used to work in restaurants, and so she taught me about making lots of flavor in your food and making your food appealing to the people that are eating it. That's half of it. You want your food to look appealing. If your food is bland and blah, even if, you know, it's something that you're used to eating, it's gonna, if it looks bland and blah, it's gonna taste bland and blah. So use those colors, use those spices, especially if you're feeding someone with food issues that can't eat a lot of different foods, like my husband being type 1 diabetic. You want to be able to cook with flavor. Okay, so after the 10 hard boiled eggs, it calls for a cup of chopped celery. So this is my celery. And then it calls for 1/3 of a cup of fresh parsley sprigs. I went out to my garden. I'm so excited. It is almost the end of October and my herbs are still growing in my garden. Exciting. I love using fresh herbs. I love having them on hand because even if you buy the fresh ones in the grocery store, they don't last. So it's nice to have fresh herbs to go grab out of your garden at all times. Plus, you know where it came from. I bring it in, I wash it off. It's good to go. And I don't mind if this egg salad's a little rustic. I'm not one for perfect uniformity. Talked about that in my other videos. I kind of just go with the flow. Okay, so that's the parsley. So we got the eggs, the celery, and the parsley in. The next thing it calls for is 2/3 of a cup of mayo. Let me grab a spoon here. Okay, there's the mayo, and then the next thing it calls for is 2 teaspoons of stone ground prepared mustard. Now, I use horseradish mustard because I love the taste of horseradish, and there again, it adds a little extra oomph to the recipe. And it says 2 teaspoons, but I'm doubling it so it's 4 teaspoons. So basically, that's 4 teaspoons. Again, not a big measurer. Sorry if you're looking for that. I will put the picture to the recipe at the end of the video and you can look it up there. And then it calls for 1 teaspoon of curry powder. So that'll be 2 teaspoons since we're doubling. Sorry if I'm confusing you. Trying to read. So that's about 2 teaspoons of curry powder. And then it calls for a teaspoon of celery salt. About a teaspoon of celery salt. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. There's about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And then 4 tablespoons of coarsely chopped pickles. I told you I just use pickle relish because I'm not going to worry about chopping pickles. Okay, and that is everything that goes in the recipe. So let's get this stirred up. I'm going to grab a spoon here. And this is a delicious recipe. And it tastes better the longer it sets in the refrigerator. So like if I make it today, this afternoon, it'll be perfect for lunches tomorrow. So try to make it, got my words tangled up. Try to make it ahead of time. Don't make it at the last minute for lunch. And this is another one that's great for carry-ins, great for potlucks, great for summer outings, picnics. We went on a train trip a couple years ago to Colorado, and I packed this to take for our lunch. It was a 19-hour train ride, and so I packed this for our lunch. It was so good. So I like it on the whole grain bread. Like I said, there is a recipe to use the whole wheat bread. It's also good on the low-carb buns. My husband will have it on lettuce if he doesn't need the extra carbs in the low-carb buns. So anyway, this is the egg salad. So yummy. Okay, and that's it. I will put a picture at the end of the video so you can check it out and see what, see if you want to make it, because trust me, it's one of the best recipes I have ever tried and totally worth your time. So anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if you would like to see more videos, let me know that too. I'm going to try to post a video every couple days. Different things that I make around the house. Some will be low carb, some will be made from food storage, some will be baking, some will incorporate all of that. So it's just going to be whatever I happen to be in the mood for that day. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.